Hey everyone, welcome to the series called Inspiring Minds once again. Today, it's really a privilege to have with us one of the most iconic and fearless IPS officers in India. He's an IITian, an author, a TEDx speaker, and a sports enthusiast. He's a really humble person and is an inspiration among the youth. He is none other than Amit Lodha sir. Amit sir is presently holding the rank of Inspector General of Police. Over the course of his career, he has been a part of a number of successful operations, including the arrest of gangsters and rescue of kidnapped victims. He has been awarded the prestigious President's Police Medal for Meritorious Service, the Police Medal for Gallantry, and the Internal Security Medal for his work. When he is not arresting gangsters or involved in dangerous missions, he can be seen playing tennis and squash and is an ardent fan of Kishore Kumar. Amit sir is a super cop by the day and an author by the night. He has authored two bestseller books, Bihar Diaries, and one of my personal favorites, Life in the Uniform. So, thank you so much, sir, for accepting my invitation and coming on the show. And it's a huge honor for me to interact with you today.
My pleasure, Jay.
So, sir, let's start with the very beginning. You were pursuing engineering at IIT, the dream institute for engineers. There's a perception IIT mein ho to life to set hai. So, what motivated you to not go ahead with the conventional path post IIT and switch to pursue UPSC?
See, none of my family members had ever gone to IIT or any engineering college. My father is a doctor, and my paternal side, all of them, they are in the medical field. And my maternal side, they were in the bureaucracy. Somehow I was always influenced by my nana to get into the civil services, because I know it sounds cliched, but I could see that he could bring about a lot of changes, a lot of positive things by simple decisions. And of course, the uniform always enamored me. IIT, it's a very juvenile answer that I can give you right now. During our times, the options were very limited. Either you go for medical or you go to the engineering stream. And somehow I realized that medicine is not my cup of tea, and it will take a long time to graduate from the medical college. And IIT was only 4 years. And since I was quite good in my academics, I appeared for the exam. Just out of competition with my peers, with my friends in the school, that they are all appearing for IIT, let me also appear for IIT JE. And I cleared the exam. But the very first day in IIT, I realized that I made a disastrous decision. I'm not cut up for IIT because number one, I had no interest in engineering. And number two, there's no dearth of geniuses in the country. I realized that, I've come to the wrong place. I was very upset with myself. And those 3.5 years were quite disastrous for me in IIT. But in the last 6 months of IIT, I started preparing for the UPSC. And that has always been my dream, my desire. And I'm so glad that I could clear the UPSC at a very young age.
That's great, sir. So, sir, a lot of CAs, or for that matter, students in other streams too, want to pursue UPSC as a career. But there is some air of fear considering the difficulty and the number of attempts to clear. So, you have aced these exams. So, what would be your suggestion to the current aspirants so they can do well in these exams?
See, first of all, do not appear for the UPSC exams or the civil service exams just because you get carried away by the glamour that you see. It is, of course, a very privileged position. You are very proud to don the uniform or join the other services like the IAS or the IRS. But the point is that you join these services only if you have an intense desire to serve the nation, or you have the passion to work for the society. So it sounds very cliched, but you have to be very, very clear about why do you want to join those UPSC? Because join the civil services. Because once you join, then you will be facing a lot of brickbats also, apart from receiving bouquets. You will be transferred to non-district towns, uh, and there'll be lots of ups and downs in a career. You'll be facing challenges, crisis every day in your work. You need to be able to withstand all kinds of pressures. For example, right now we have the wave of this coronavirus pandemic in the country. So as police officers, we have to be at the forefront to tackle this pandemic. We have to support the doctors, provide security to the medical staff, ensure that the restrictions of the corona protocol are followed properly. Lots of things are doing. So everything that is happening in the society, the police has to play a very important part. So in case you are not cut up for this kind of a service, if you do not have the mental fortitude do not have the mental strength to face such kind of challenges, then I would not suggest you to appear for this exam. But as I told you, if you have a deep passion, deep desire to serve the society, to serve the nation, to bring about a positive change, then there's nothing better than the service.
Right. That's some great advice. So the life of a police officer can be stressful, both mentally and physically. Plus, it's considered as a thankless job. So, what is that one thing that motivates you every morning to work with the same passion and zeal every day?
See, the moment you put on the uniform, it's a different feeling altogether. And of course, often I've heard even from actors that when they put on uniforms for small roles in films, they feel so invigorated, so wonderful, so proud. So you can imagine I'm actually wearing a uniform every day as part of my job. So it is a great responsibility that comes upon me. And people look up to police officers in particular. And we can be role models to a lot of people, particularly the youth of this country. So I try to do my best. And there is a lot of, you can say that there's a lot of mental and physical stress, but it again depends on how you take it. A person like me very well knew the challenges that will come along with all the perks and privileges of this force. So I know what I've chosen. I know that my job cannot be an online job where I can work from home. This is the only service apart from medical fraternity which cannot work from home right now in this crisis. So I love my job, and as I told you, I'm very passionate. So it does not remain a job for me. So the physical and mental stress does not appear to phase me because I'm very well prepared for it. I know very well that the later a call I get in the night, the more uh, bad news it will bring to me. But I'm very well prepared for that. It is my job to remain cool and calm during that crisis, that situation, and try to resolve the problems, try to resolve the issue rather than get flustered by those things. So this is it. And of course there's a lot of mental and physical stress, but depends on how you take it. I enjoy my job. I'm very passionate about it. So no issues at all for me. I'm very happy with it. There are so many police officers who have become role models and idols for the citizens of this country. If it had been thankless, people won't have been making films on them.
Right.
So it's a wonderful job, and when people do good work, it is appreciated. And particularly in states like Bihar, wherever you do your work with honesty, impartiality, and integrity, people remember you for a long, long time. And you can imagine, sometimes you do not work for accolades and thanks, gratitude from the public, but you do it for your own satisfaction. You can imagine the kind of blessings we get when we recover a child who had been kidnapped and we reunite that child to his mother. You can imagine just her eyes speak, volumes. So these things have happened so many times with me. So I'm personally very privileged, very fortunate. It is a wonderful job. And the best part is that you feel satisfied yourself that at the end of the day, you've been able to contribute.
Absolutely, sir. Service to the public is the primary objective. Accolades and praises are just a byproduct of the service that you do. So, life of a police officer can be super challenging. And earlier, you were posted in Bihar at a time when it was considered a very notorious state. So, can you please share with us one of your favorite and most challenging case, and how did you solve it?
See, I came to Bihar in 99 December, and obviously things were very different during those days. It was a difficult place to work in. But I had come like a clean slate. I had nothing, no friends, no acquaintances, no relatives. But the people of Bihar, my seniors, the subordinates, the team of police officers and men who worked with me, they gave me great support and they treated me like family. Maybe I've been extremely lucky, but I've had a great time working in Bihar. All the cases were very challenging, but particularly challenging were the cases where children were kidnapped and we had to work against the clock. We had to work under tremendous pressure to ensure the children were recovered safely and united with their family again. Those were very challenging cases. Apart from that, I've written a book called Bihar Diaries, um, detailing the way I nabbed one of Bihar's most dreaded criminals way back in 2006, based in a place called Sheikh, who I call Saman Pratap in the book. He was a ruthless criminal and he had a gang of 30, 40 people, and he killed not less than 50 or 60 people during the course of his criminal life. So it was a huge challenge to catch him, and I used mobile technology, the technology available to me during those times. Apart from that, a lot of human int, and of course the bravery valor of a few of my officers and constables who put themselves under great danger to nab this criminal ultimately. So it was a roller coaster ride, very thrilling, and it had all the elements to become a Bollywood film. I never imagined that I would be writing a book on this incident, and it would be taken over by the film industry to convert into a film and a web series.
Right.
So, with very challenging job, very taxing job, but at the end of it, very satisfying for me.
So a lot is also being talked about the Sambhav and the Bharat Ke Veer initiatives. So can you shed some light on the thought process behind these innovative initiatives?
See, when I joined Bihar in 99, as I told you, things were very different, very challenging. The resources of police were very limited, and the manpower was also very, very low. And wherever I went, people had a very depressed air about them that things cannot get better in Bihar. Everything was looking bleak. It was way back in 99, 2000. In 2001, when I became SP for the first time in a district called Nalanda, I had a lot of interaction with youngsters like you. And I could see that, of course, they had a raging fire in them and they could make a huge difference to the society, but they did not know where to go. They did not have any direction. So as the district SP, I launched a program called Sambhav, wherein I involved the youth to partner with the police. And during that police public partnership, we could sort out a lot of small problems of Nalanda, right from traffic management to the beautification of local parks. So it was a wonderful initiative, and I could see the enthusiasm among the youngsters. It was a huge success, and for me, policing became fun, interacting with young people like you, and coming up with new ideas and making a positive change to the society. We had a lot of things apart from controlling law and order situations to traffic management to organizing sports meets for the youngsters. A lot of things happened, and we really enjoyed that process. And apart from that, later on, along with actor Akshay Kumar, we worked on a project called bharatkv.gov.in. It's a website that was launched by the government of India in 2017, and you can log in directly to this, and you can contribute to to the families of the martyrs of the Central Armed Police Forces through this website. And I'm so glad to share with you that we have raised almost 350 crore rupees
Wow.
for the benefit of the families of the martyrs of the Central Armed Police Forces. So the people of India have come forward and supported this initiative wholeheartedly. I'm so privileged, so proud to to be associated with this wonderful program called bharatkv.gov.in.
So kudos to you for all these lovely initiatives. So you have authored two bestseller books and penned down your experiences as a police officer so beautifully. And I have already read one of the books, Life in the Uniform. I have to commend. It's really commendable that you have written that book in such a simple language and in such a lucid manner. So I'm reading another book. So I'm reading a book called The Rebel, which is a biography of Mr. Ram Jethmalani. And while reading the book, like if I read like 10 pages, I have to open the dictionary 10 to 15 times to just, look at some of the words. But while reading your book, it becomes so easy to read. It feels like I'm having a conversation with someone. And once I picked up your book, I really never wanted to, put it back down. It was so engaging. So kudos to you on that and that writing style. I really applaud you for that. And thank you so much for bringing out your experiences and bringing out the various challenges faced by the policemen all over the country. It made me more appreciative of the work that the police does. So you already have a very busy schedule. And as you say, police ke liye Monday sab ek hai. So sir, what motivated you to take that extra effort to write these books?
See, I've told the story so many times. Uh, I always had a good flair for writing. I was the editor of my school magazine in IIT, and I used to write well, but I never had this passion of writing per se. But when Chetan Bhagat, my batchmate from IIT, he came up with this book, 5 Point Someone, and that book obviously has made history. Chetan is the number one author of the country. Initially, I felt very disappointed with myself that I missed a chance of writing a book because I also had that spark in me to become a good writer. But I never had the time, nor did I have the desire to write a book during my younger days as an SP because I thought that who would read my book. But after this incident in Sheikhpura, wherein I arrested that dreaded criminal, a lot of people, when they wanted to hear my story, they used to tell me that this is an absolute thriller. This is a plot for a film, or it can be made into it can be written into a great book. So then I got very lucky later on. I got this opportunity from Penguin India to write a book on this experience. And I wrote Bihar Diaries. And I just wrote down exactly what happened, how I arrested this criminal. It was right in front of my eyes. The entire thing unfolded like a movie plot. And I never imagined that my book would be such a huge bestseller, reprinted so many times. And even after 2.5 years of its publication, still people are loving it, rating it so high on Amazon, Goodreads, everywhere on all the portals. So I thought that I've ticked off one of the boxes of my bucket list. But then I got so many grants. So thought, okay, I'll write my life in the uniform. It will not be about any particular case uh, as such, no controversial or sensational cases, but how a policeman lives his life. What is my life? What is my psychology? How my family lives? How do my children grow up? So, written about all that, my training, my preparation for the exam. Basically, the story is about how human I am, how I made my mistakes, how I learned from my experiences, how my colleagues, my seniors, my subordinates have always encouraged me, supported me, and in a way, there are so many life lessons in the second book. I never realized every chapter has a kind of a lesson. Uh, so I'm so glad the second book has also done so well, and people are loving it. So maybe I'll have to come with some more books in the future. I'm so lucky that I've written two books and both of them bestsellers.
Right. So, sir, lastly, what is that one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
I was very depressed when I was in IIT, as I told you earlier, and I had a disastrous time in IIT. IIT is a great institute, fantastic faculty, great peers, all kinds of facilities. But I made a mess out of myself because I was not cut up for IIT. So, not only for my younger self, for all the young people who are listening to me, please live your own life. Don't live somebody else's life. Do not fall in the trap of peer group pressure or parental pressure or whatever. I feel appalled when I see so many people going to quota just for the heck of it. They're not interested in engineering. They are not maybe as brilliant as other friends of theirs. So what? You are maybe cut up for something else. Something else is your destiny. So I would just exhort all of you to follow your passions, live your dreams. Do not live somebody else's dreams. And this is your life. Success is a very relative and ephemeral term. It is here today, gone tomorrow. So do things which make you happy. And happiness for me is far, far more important these than the so-called success of the society. Because for me, a good posting, etc., etc., obviously I feel happy about it. But for me, it is more important to have a healthy life, a lovely family life, great set of friends, good food, good conversation, music, movies, books, sports. All these things, they make me happy. So these are small things in life. And I really do not go after anything, do not hanker for anything. I have a desire to better myself, but no desire for, what posting will I get tomorrow? Will I reach this rank or not? How much of money I will have in the bank balance? I'm really not bothered about all these things. So I'm trying to evolve myself. So I'm lucky that during my so-called difficult times in IIT, I realized what wrong I was doing with me in my life, and I put myself back on track. You do not require any self-help books, any motivational guru, any pep talks. I think it's all within you. You know what is right, what is wrong. You have to control your faculties, control your mind, and strive for whatever you are passionate about. And ultimately, success will follow. And with success, obviously, you'll become happy. So, this is my advice to all the youngsters out there.
That is actually some life-changing advice, sir. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, sir, for taking out your time and sharing your valuable experience with us and being so candid. It was really an insightful conversation, and I personally also learned a lot from you today. And I know, sir, you don't like being compared to the Bung or a Singham, but we do need more and more honest officers like you who bring so much change and who have initiated some really innovative initiatives and brought some really good change on the ground. So thank you so much for that. And I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. And I hope you keep inspiring us. So thank you once again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, and all the best to you, Jay. Take care.
Thank you, sir.